Hello, thank you for watching. In the United States of America, what kind of government do we have? On paper, we have a republic. At the end of this short video, I will stake my claim down on the most accurate description of our current situation in the United States of America. And so on paper, we have a republic, which means a government where we send the elected representatives, the people send their representatives to vote on laws and how to run the government, and they're supposed to do that. And if they do something we don't like, we replace them. They don't get to keep their job because of losing an election. We're not supposed to be executing our senators and representatives over a difference of opinion. Now, it could be argued we have a monarchy because there have been people who have committed crimes, bragged about it, and they haven't been prosecuted yet. Maybe there's some prosecutions coming soon. And so, but if you can actually commit bribery, get away with it, or help some family member commit bribery and get away with it and never be prosecuted, then we do not have by the people, for the people, and of the people. We do not have we do not have equality before the law. If somebody gets to lie to a court to get a search warrant and get away with it and don't get any punishment, or do the same things when it comes to classified information that have gotten people locked up in prison. Let's see, but I'm saying we have an anarchy. The Supreme Court of the United States of America is in the Constitution, and the legislature is supposed to designate a whole court system. The Constitution's a little bit vague about the exact organization of the courts, because it just tells Congress, organize the courts. It does tell us judges are to interpret the law. See, interpret the law does not mean write it. Judges are supposed to look at themselves as subservient to the Constitution. Because of that, they are relatively powerless. And they have lifetime appointments because they are powerless. There's very little they can do if they stay in their lane. But I say we are in a state of anarchy now because too many times Supreme Court justices, the Constitution does not give them the authority to declare laws unconstitutional, but I can see how you get from interpreting the Constitution and nobody else there to stop unconstitutional laws, and the courts in Marbury versus Madison stuck their foot down to say, we're going to decide what's constitutional and what isn't. And maybe that's not a bad idea if the courts actually stick to what the Constitution says and don't force their opinions on us. Not using the same definition as the rule the court uses when they call their rulings opinions. We are in a state of anarchy now because we don't know what the Supreme Court is going to rule. You cannot read a document, and there's certain limits to being able to read a document and come to different conclusions. I mean, you can have a different opinion about whether somebody's essay about an opinion essay is right or wrong, but a well-written essay, there's no way to come to different conclusions about, well, no, that says this, that says that. Wait, but those are opposite. No, the book did not say opposite things, assuming it's a well-written book and not written by a crazy person or something. the Constitution is clear enough that 99% of the time, to people honestly trying to understand what it says and apply those facts to real life, 99% of the time, they are going to come to the same conclusion. And now, I'm not saying every Supreme Court ruling is wrong. I'm not calling for anarchy. Well, we have anarchy because we don't know what's happening, but I'm not calling for vigilantism against the Supreme Court. But let's just recognize we've got a problem. One potential solution to this problem is proposed in Mark Levin's book, Liberty Amendments. One of the amendments he proposes in that book is make a system where a president and the legislature, an amendment so the legislature and the president can overturn bad Supreme Court rulings. I've lost that book, and maybe I gave it out to somebody. He wasn't calling for like one vote more than 50% to be enough to overturn a bad Supreme Court ruling, but something higher than that. Alright, so that's why we have a state of anarchy in the United States of America. Our government is a government of anarchy because we do not know what the courts are going to say. And anarchy is a synonym for confusion, and you don't know what's legal or illegal. I'm saying most of the time when there is a 5-4 Supreme Court ruling, there were 5 that were completely ignoring the Constitution and forcing their opinions on us, and 4 that were actually doing their job and being subservient to the Constitution. Or it was 4 people that were completely ignoring the Constitution and not being subservient to it, and 5 people who, thank God, had their heads not stuck up at certain crevices. 5 people who were actually doing their job. So, thank you for watching. You have a good day.